all staff. The NCAA's looking at it. I just wonder what your feeling was on that as they kind of peruse this.
My feeling on
the NCAA looking at staff sizes, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'd encourage it. I mean, we had a very large staff the first 2 seasons that we were in Michigan, and it can be too much. It can be just too many people with too much access. And you know, what we've done is, as people have moved on to other jobs, really good jobs, head coaching jobs, or director, player personnel jobs, or assistant coaching jobs, graduate assistants, analysts to actual full-time jobs.
Yeah.
You know, we've taken the approach of not hiring every job when somebody leaves, and taking the approach of consolidating jobs, where people are doing multiple jobs, and I'm excited about that. I feel like it can be better managed, it can be better organized, and that's the direction we're going.
Does anybody need 197?
No.
Jim, you have gotten leaner?
Yeah, we have.
Like quite a bit leaner?
I would think by, probably about nine folks, and yeah, I mean those are the assistant coaches. And we were at 9, and we replaced both of those. But there's been other jobs, where somebody's moved on, where they've moved on to their head high school job, head college job, full-time assistant college job. Other moved on to other player personnel jobs, etc. There's interns that have become full-time assistants, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And we have probably to about 9 to 10 of those positions. We've consolidated a job rather than hire same when somebody's left.
Jim, do you think sometimes schools are just increasing staffs because budgets and revenues are going up, and it's like, well, we got the money, let's spend it, and you need to just keep it? Some schools seem to be just adding positions because they have the money.
No, that's part of it. I think the other part is, and partly was the case at our place, and I noticed when we first got there was a large staff, and you like people, and you want to see them have an opportunity, and you want to not fire people, and you care about them and as people in their professional careers and their families, etc. So that's part of it. And then other good people, and people want to volunteer, but that's not right either. It becomes like a sweatshop for me. People will do it. People will just volunteer to be in the program. You want to encourage people and help them in their careers, but what it does lead to too many people with too much access, and that's the direction we're going. We're going with consolidating positions. It's our path.
Jim, you mentioned that the Rome trip kind of put the college back in college football. How much do you think that the togetherness as a unit this team built during the spring is going to factor in this fall?
I think it was A+ on all levels, and watching our guys, hearing their stories, hearing what really resonated with them on the trip, made the trip so much better. Definitely encouraged, as I said before, going on trips with a big group. It's phenomenal, and some of the things that happened, we're a team, so everything's an opportunity to bond together as a team and as a ball team. But there were things that happened just al natural when we were together for a whole week in a different country that were phenomenal. So many more opportunities to ride next to a guy on a bus, or sit at a table and have a meal when you're together for a week straight like that. So our team took full advantage of it. They pushed each other from place to place to place, and Angelique and Mark and Nick and people that were there can tell you. I mean, that's what it was like. I mean, we didn't take a knee. We were go 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 the entire time. So yeah, just I wholeheartedly recommend it, and happy if anybody that lend support. If anybody else is thinking of the idea of taking their team on a trip like this, and I've even had some of our competitors have come up to me and said, that trip was phenomenal. It was awesome. He goes, we've been trying as a staff to poke holes in it, and we can't. There's nothing we can poke holes in. We just try to change the conversation, change the subject real fast. And I said, well, instead of doing that, do it. Take your team on a educational trip, and it's phenomenal for all involved.
Next step for that, if we can try and do a different one, anything you're thinking of beyond that next year?
Yeah, next year we're planning a trip right now to go to Paris and Normandy next spring.
Did you get to London? Or not do that?
Yeah, Nick. It was there's so much to do in Paris, and as you talk to some of the experts and the travel planners, you want to spend time in Paris. You want to go to Monet's Gardens. You want to go to Versailles. You want to go to Normandy, and it's it needs a week. I mean, I've been to Paris and didn't get close to everything done in 1 week. So I think that'll probably be the way we'll lean as we're starting to prepare for this trip and plan it.
Jim, I know you don't like the word comfortable, or I forgot what other words I've used before, but how comfortable are you now in year 3 as far as the control? How comfortable are the players now as far as, okay, this is your program, you're no longer the new coach, this is your program?
We're chomping at the bit, just like a bull pawing at the ground, ready to go. That's where we're at right now. Excited as heck to coach, and just as I look at our team, it's made up of the fifth-year seniors, the seniors, the juniors, the sophomores, the freshmen, and each class. It's excited for them all. So many good, young, talented players. That makes me very happy. Young and untalented is not a very good formula. So I know we got to coach them up. I know we really got to do a great job of coaching all of our players, especially the young ones that we'll be training. The true juniors, the ones that there was a small class. There was only about 12 in that class that recruited in the 2015 signing class. But to see them having the opportunity to just show how good they can be. Now is their time to do that. Same with the seniors and the fifth-year seniors, the ones that were in a lot of those ball games that we played last year. How truly good can they be? Just that idea of having that. No better time than in training camp to forge the ball club. And yeah, it comes with ifs and conditions, and we got to, if this, we'll be good. If we don't do that, then we won't. I know this, that we're getting ourselves to be better, give more of ourselves, more time, more of our heart, more of our talent, pour that in as coaches. It's gonna take that for us to be better this year. Players, the same thing, more effort, more putting their heart and soul into it, so that our ball team can be the best it can possibly be. Excited.
But for
Jim, with the social media presence you have on Twitter and now the YouTube channel, what are the biggest benefits for the program that you've noticed through those things?
I don't know if I'm the best to answer that question, because I don't know for sure.
Jim, what about for you though? What makes you choose?
Communication has been good. I mean, enhanced communication. I feel like I know more things that are going on. Get a lot of humor from it.
What was the genesis of the YouTube account?
I think his question.
Oh, sorry.
No, kind of like that. Just when a lot of coaches choose to kind of seal off their private life, we see photos or videos on YouTube of you singing to your baby or tweeting out when you're on vacation. What inspires you to kind of just share your non-football life with all these followers on social media?
I guess the thing that inspires me is, I see other people doing it, and I really appreciate it. Just people, that talk about things, share things, their likes and, recommendations about different things, and I appreciate that. So, learn more. I seem to learn more because through social media, and I know I laugh a little bit more during the day. Some of the things that people put on there, some of the videos that they put on there, especially with the video and the sound. I mean, that's even more things to notice. I mean, because I have one of those accounts, I'm asking, hey, Sarah, look at this. Can you believe this? Look at this. There's some incredible things on there. I'm not saying I haven't had anything incredible yet, but
What inspired you to start the YouTube account?
just what I just said. I think other people, people in general that post the videos and the sound on there. I think there's so many positive ones that are out of there that I want to be part of that. I want to be part of the positivity. Force for good.
Jim, you've mentioned the second-year players a lot today. Are you kind of treating them almost as seniors, like they're going to be that essential to your success this season? Like you mentioned Rashawn Gary, Khaleke Hudson, those second-year guys. Is it going to be essential that they do take that next step, like you said? Like how crucial for your success is that going to be?
Well, really excited about it because just historically, I have learned that the biggest jump you can make as a player in college, the biggest jump single year, is going from that freshman year to the sophomore year. Those 12 months that you have to train yourself, but also now everything they do from this moment on, this rest of this entire year, they've already done before. They're doing it for a second time. They have experience doing that, and I have a study to show you, but experience has taught me that that's when you can make your biggest improvement in 1 year as a football player. So that's exciting. That was a big class. That was a talented class, and gotta pour a lot into coaching into those youngsters because they're right for it. They're really good for it. They're all ears. They're listening. They want to be good, and so. Yeah, that's part of the excitement. As I said, though, in each class I can look and say, wow, there's some really, really good things about each class. The common denominator is we got to coach them all. They all have an opportunity to show how good they can be, and find out how good of a player can they be. And it all happens on the football field in the most honest manner possible. The truth must be told when you step out on the football field. You can no longer bull crap or email somebody. You've got to go out there and actually prove it, what your talent is, what your effort is, and how well you've trained yourself up to that point.
You haven't shied away from playing guys on both sides of the ball, offense, defense. Any candidates for something like that this year?
Don't know, maybe a little too early to tell that. We really want to, first and foremost, identify the 11 on defense, identify the 11 best on offense, and then the 11 best in each of the kicking phases, especially the four majors kicking phases, and also the field goal extra point and the field goal block unit. That best 11, and then identify the backups, who they are going to be, and that's job one. Priority above tinkering with who can play both ways at this point.
Jim, Wilton wasn't one of the three players you have here representing you guys today. Why? And then what is it about the three that you guys did bring here? Why did you want them here representing you guys?
I like big guys. I like bringing the big guys for some reason. I think the guys in the trenches for sure. Always Mo Hurst and Mason Cole were two easy ones. That was easy. those guys hit every play. They do the dirty work, and I always felt the personality of the team is the character of the team is with those big guys in the lines, and I want them to represent us first and foremost, and also Mike McCray, because I watched him 2 years ago when he was a good listener. He really listened to Don Brown, and DJ, and his coaches, and the older guys that were in front of him. And he trained himself, and now I see him as being a leader. I see guys going to him and him trying to emulate what he's doing. So, there's other guys who would like to bring. They capped it at 3, and simple answer. I know I got a little long there. I like to bring the big guys.
With Brandon, I know we know the best quarterback's going to be the quarterback.
Yeah.
But with Brandon, is there any hesitancy or apprehension? He's young. He's never played. Does that scare you at all, or make you nervous, or is his talent just so much that you got to see if he can do it?
Yeah, I mean, fair, open, honest competition, healthy in all ways. Throw the balls out there and let the best one prevail. And you'd like to see it to where it's obvious to everybody that somebody really emerges and gets separation. And that usually takes about 10 to 15 practices. The good news is that really Wilton and then the other two, Brandon and John, really raised up to that level. So it's been that kind of a situation where it's, in my mind, it's on the rise from what I've seen.
Have you reflected at all? I remember the first year you were here, it was Jake, and then I remember you told us like a week 2 or 3, it's Jake's the best quarterback on this team, but it's not really as close as it needs to be. Now it looks like you've got 3 options. Have you reflected on the journey at all?
No, it's exactly what I said was we went into that first training camp, and it was Jake and Shane and Wilton really were the 3 that will compete for that starting job. And after 3 weeks, I made the comment, it's Jake Rudock's the starter, and it's not even close.
Yeah.
And it wasn't. He had separated himself clearly. Then in last year's competition, it was Wilton and John O'Corn and Shane, and they were all playing good. They were all playing really, really good throughout training camp. And that was also an encouraging thing too. There wasn't huge separation last year's training camp, but the eye said this is good because they're all really playing well. And then Wilton got out there from the first game on. He performed well in the ball games, and so what we were seeing in that training camp last year was right. They were all playing good. And Wilton was playing just a little bit better, and that's why he got the nod last year. And that experience, he's been through that. So, I mean, that bodes well for him. He's in a good spot. He's been through one of those 3-man competitions and prevailed already.
Jim,
he won one and lost one. He knows how both feel.
Coach, talk to me about the influence of Pep Hamilton, the short tackle Michigan team.
Well, I'd love to talk to you about the influence Pep has had. It's been fantastic. He's just really one of the best coaches out there around, one of the best coaches in all of football, pro or college, in the country. And players see it, benefiting greatly. He's a jackhammer. He has such a good ability to stay on point, stay on detail, never loses energy or focus in a way that he teaches too. It's not confusing. It's not fast. It's right. So I could talk to you all day. I love him. Love Pep. Tremendous father too. He is one of the. He should write a book. He really did. Should write a book or get on YouTube and take videos of how to parent, because I mean it's so good. I mean he coaches the players on our team just like he talks to his own kids. Doesn't treat them doesn't treat our own players any different than his own kids. I mean it's high expectations. Teaches them, gives them the tools, and pushes them along to be as good as they can be. And he never cheats them. He never allows them. He never does for them what they can do for themselves, and he always holds them to give their best effort. Go on and on and on. Really, he's just one of the really fantastic football coaches in all of football.
Hey Jim, this morning you were talking about the close losses that your team had and how everybody had to do more. Did you, after the season, look back at yourself as a head coach and think there were certain things that maybe you could have done better as a head coach? Do you self-analyze like that after a season when you look at those type of close games?
All the time. Mistakes made, and how to not let them happen again.
Jim, you mentioned
I said mistakes. Yeah, reflect back often on mistakes made and making darn sure they don't happen again.
Can you care to identify what you thought that you were trying to correct, or?
Yeah, you probably. I mean, the big ones. Putting our players in the best possible position to have success, and the times that we did and didn't do that. Oh yeah, I always look at myself first and try to correct them.
Jim.
Balance those guys out, maybe over there 3 years versus playing right away, redshirting, spreading them out in terms of when they.
I really don't think about any kind of spreading it out or anything. I just they all treat them all the same. They all have the license and the ability to play and be good. And I don't want to let them have that. No tricks, no games, no politics. Just pure, healthy, honest, fair competition. And as we go through, then we tell them the truth. This is where you stand. This is what you're doing good. This is what you need to do better. And there will be cases where some keep playing, and some you're talking about redshirting. Some will have to redshirt. Just give them that honest, truthful evaluation and coaching, and training. But for all the same, all pouring all our energy into them and coaching.
So it's not about.
And it's good. We're young. We're too young to slow down. And that's what we want to do. That's what we like doing. So that's what we're going to continue to do.
So it's not about a balancing act, like at the back end of their
career
saying that we need
absolutely not. Not a balancing act whatsoever.
How different is Mo Hurst as a player now from when you arrived?
He's stronger. He's faster. Got the evidence for that. He's more serious. He's getting more opportunity. You kind of look back and go, gosh, Mo's always, every time he's been in there, he's done well. Even from some of the first years. Makes plays. He's so darn quick. He's so tough to block, and he's just getting tougher to block. He's getting quicker, and he's in there more. He's not rotating as much. That's going to be exciting to see. More of him out there. Same with Rashawn. More Rashawn out there. More Brian Renee. And more Chase Winovich. Excited to see that. And excited to see what guys are going to become the backups. Lawrence Marshall, can he break through and be a factor? What young guys? Arthur Solomon, James Hudson, Paella, Ron Irving Bay. Some of the backups are going to come from those first-year guys. And Carl Myers. What a tremendous story there. One of our truly probably our best player that walked out on defense, played as a freshman, and then Nate Shaley, so far our best player, that's walked on offense. Every guy, every story, and everybody trying to be as good as they can, trying to get a starting role, or trying to get a backup role, or trying to dress for the game, or trying to get on special teams. Each guy is a story.
Is there one player in particular you're intrigued about seeing step up this year that helps you out of the spring or in Rome that intrigues you that you think would be a player that people don't know about yet?
Yes, I do. And I hate going down that road and then you go, who's the one player? I mean, there's so many right now. There's so many that have the license and the opportunity to do that. When you think about it, especially on our team, there's a lot of positions that with a starter, the grease board's been wiped completely clean. And so there's so many that have the opportunity to do that. I'm excited to watch it go down.
Have you ever coached a team with?
And participated, to actually coach them and train them to be the best they can.
Have you ever coached a team with so few returning starters?
What's that?
Have you ever had a situation like this with so few returning starters?
Probably not. Probably can't think of it that way, but I don't think I have.
Does it make it more mysterious, more exciting to? You're kind of like molding more clay here. You can have so much influence on these guys.
Yeah, it does. It is more exciting. It feels that way. It feels knowing guys have the opportunity in front of them and see them be hungry, and excited about that opportunity is that's fun to coach.
How much concern
is there?
there?
And they're talented too. It's not don't deviate from that. I mean, young and untalented, bad. Young and talented, good. It's good. That's a good thing.
Jim, you said earlier today, we're glad what happened I think it gives you motivation. How long did it take you to over that game? How many times did you watch that fourth time?
I just felt that way that there was. It was going to take it. It was going to take putting more into it. It's going to take more as coaches. We got to pour more of this heart into this. Players have to do it too. They got to give more effort. They're going to have to pour more of their heart and soul into this, and let this. And they've been through this. Hey, you want a high five in the locker room after the game, or you want to feel like you feel when you lose the ball game, and that's. Use that as motivation. Strap on the iron jock and work like crazy and get the job done. Build a ball team like that.
Jim, you've mentioned the freshman and sophomore leap being, critical. Can you describe your freshman and sophomore leap, and do you use your experience?
Say it again, Adam?
You said the freshman and sophomore leap is critical, probably the biggest. Can you describe your freshman and sophomore leap, and do you use your experience? Do you talk about your experience with the guys?
I mean, at case in point, I got better, much better. The single, most improvement I made was from that first year to the second.
Well, how much do you use your personal experience to explain it to them rather than just saying this is important?
From time to time. I don't know exactly how much.
Okay.
Jim, you have so much momentum right now. Your first two seasons here, obviously. You have a lot of momentum right now as a program through your first two seasons. It's obviously significant personnel losses, you said, unprecedented in your career. How concerned are you that with all the new faces and all the variables of things that could go wrong, that you may lose some of this momentum this year? I mean, most other programs with 17 starters gone, people would think they'd step back, and there's very little expectation of that for you.
Well, I mean, I'll give you another personal example. When the starting quarterback of Michigan graduated, Steve Smith graduated, I mean, this is my opportunity. This is a chance, and gotta take advantage of it. And I see that for a lot of our guys. Many of them have played and started. And some have been that. Waiting for this opportunity, for this chance, and I'm excited about that. I'm excited about coaching guys that are really hungry. And I remember that feeling. Of put up or shut up time. I gotta get it done now. And there's a real sense of urgency. Well, how many different ways I can say it? That's very excited about that.
There are reports, Coach, that you're hiring Tom Gamble, Matt Dudek. Can you comment on those? Have you made those hires yet?
Yes. Yeah, very excited. Very excited. Some of the real great personnel that we've brought in. We talked about Pep Hamilton, and Greg Fry, another really shining star. I really feel the same way about Matt Dudek, a guy that's really achieved and done it in this type of job. Amazing gift of personality and people skills, enthusiasm and energy. That's really what I'm looking for so much. Tom Gamble's the same way. He's going to infuse energy into our program, and guys that are hungry to make us better. That's also been a consistent theme of what I've been looking for. New hires, new people coming on to our ball club, and also in those jobs, consolidating, doing multiple. Guys are doing multiple tasks. Sean McGee's another who's really stepped into that role of managing the administrative side of things and doing a phenomenal job. So I'm excited about this. I'm excited about our leaner team. I'm excited about our ball team. From the staff side, the coach side, and the player side.
Are those the guys going to work with Sean, Jim, mainly?
Yeah.
Personnel, department, whatever umbrella that falls in?
Yeah. And again, Sean is a very good example of somebody that's, we say, okay, now we're going to do dual tasks, we're going to consolidate. We're not hiring back a position. The colonel moving back to the military, putting all those duties on Sean, and it was growing so much that got to keep this in the realm of being humanly possible. So enter Matt Dudek, Tom Gamble, two really great ones. So there's replacing some of the other personnel. Bam Richards, who is a high school head coach now, and Tony Tuioti that left. We had some movement in that direction. So some we replaced, some we have. Like I said, very excited about the people we have for our ball club.
Coach, you were in Norfolk, correct, for the unveiling of the USS Gerald Ford. What was that experience like for you? What all went down?
Phenomenal experience being at the commissioning of the USS Gerald R. Ford class carrier, aircraft carrier. First of all, just the pride that you have in our country, in our military. And then the pride you have as a Michigan alumnus, and Gerald R. Ford, and the things that he accomplished. That's the same school that he did. He was a football captain. I was a football captain. He was on the football team. They won 2 national championships. He fought. He was in the Navy. He fought battles. I mean, real ones. He comes from one of the finest, from the greatest generation of our time. To be a congressman, and a dad, and a grandfather, and a president of the United States of America. So all those things were, to see the ceremony, to see the tradition, to see the history, that was a phenomenal experience to be a part of.
Coach, you're seeing Mike Onwenu get into the kind of shape that you wanted him to this summer?
Yeah, He's definitely, I think, getting there. It's improving. So he's working really hard at it, and so the rest of the guys. We'll see exactly where we are at the end of this week. We're going to have a bit of a mini combine. There's still some decisions to be made of who's going to be in the 105. Who's the healthiest, best players that we have to take on that to camp, to be in the 105. There's a few of the freshmen that we're gonna, mostly all of them, are gonna start on the 31st. Stay in another week of summer school, so their footing is really going to be really strong. So 16 guys that aren't starting right in the 105 on the first day. So it opens it up to 16 other guys, 10 other guys to see who those best are and make those decisions at the end of the week.
Jim, you reflected back earlier on mistakes you made last season. Todd asked you a question about it. I'm curious, when you look back at the Ohio State-Michigan game, how you look back on your sideline penalty that put them on the doorstep to set up that touchdown when you guys had dominated that game and had so much momentum.
Yeah, I think the biggest one for me is throwing the ball off of our goal line, not getting that blitz picked up, and kick myself for making that call. There you go. You want an example? There you go. Man, think about them all the time and try not to repeat those mistakes. Try not to be an error repeater.
You mentioned Chris Evans before as one of the running backs with the rest of your running back crew. I mean, it seems like you've got a number of guys you can go to if need be. What is it about them? Anybody else really kind of standing out to you?
Yeah, Karan Higgins had a heck of an off season. Looks like he's in phenomenal shape. Ty Isaac has worked his way into it. He got a little bit heavy. We asked him to trim down. Fat is the enemy of speed. Shows up a lot for running backs. So he's putting in the effort, and he's a very talented guy as well. I mean, I think those three are the three mainstays, and we'll see what the two freshmen can do. We'll see what Kareem Walker can do. See what Jared Charr can do. There's a guy. Just walked onto the team as a student. He wasn't even recruited. He was already here at Michigan and came to the tryout. And, he's a guy that's made the team. And, True Wilson also good. So I think there's those three as I look at it that are going to be there in the rotation. They continue to play well and stay healthy, and then who else from that next line of guys is going to jump up there and contribute as well.
Coach Don Brown was talking earlier this summer about how much you guys are kind of putting on Devin Bush, being that he's kind of playing dual roles in the linebacker position. What are you expecting from him, and what have you seen from him to be able to step into such a prominent position?
Well, I expected expectations would be to be a starter. He's got to continue to cement that every day and put a hammer lockdown in that starting position. But that's he's got the license and the ability to do that. Robluski is also going to be in the mix. I would think that some of these freshmen are going to be in the mix too. Drew Singleton, Quiddy Pay, and Luigi Villian look really impressive so far. Not the same position as they're not the inside backer that Devin is. So I think it's probably a three-person race for two starting jobs in there. Mike McCray, Mike Robluski, Devin Bush. Two of those three will be in there and be starting. One will be the backup for both the other positions because they're clearly ahead right now. But when the balls get thrown out there on July 31st, that could change. So those three guys gotta go and go hard.
Jim
Yeah, he's got the. It's gonna be. He's fast. He could be a linebacker. He could be a Noah Forbush type of guy. He could be an end too, and really provide some speed on the edge. I think Quiddy's got that ability too. He looks like he's gained 20 pounds since I saw him in January at signing day. So it's not the fat kind either.
Jim Kareem?
A lot of guys, as I said, there's a lot of stories. Everybody, a story for each guy.
Sorry. Jim Kareem looked good during the spring game. I think a lot of people expected him to be in that upper rotation. What is it? Just is he being outplayed? Are there still academic issues? I mean, what has been the progress with Kareem?
No, it's a process. He hasn't unseated the three guys that are there at the top right now, and his opportunity comes July 31st, day in and day out to do that. He has shown to be a very physical runner between the tackles. So, he may be our best guy doing it. The process of being a good pass protector is next for him, get that mastery down. It's not as good as the other three right now, but he's a tough physical guy, and I see it improving. One of those guys that I talk about, if could make that jump from year 1 to year 2, shoot, he's in it, man. And he's got the license and ability to do it.
With
Jim, with all the
Luigi,
attention.
I say with Luigi, is it his ability to come off the edge that gets him a mention, or what is about him thus far has impressed you?
Well, he's been one of our top 5 guys in the classroom of the summer school. All the guys that are going to summer school, we got 19 in summer school right now, 19 scholarship guys in summer school. I mean, he's in the top 5 of those guys, taking care of business there. I watch him run, he can run. He's been putting himself well in the workouts, so that's all those bode well for us. People are raving about it, and the strength and conditioning staff. So it gets me excited when I hear those reports and the academic reports. I'm pretty excited about that.
Jim, with all the attention you've got from Twitter and sort of poking some of the SEC and some of the conventions of college football, have you put any thought to, if things turn on the field with the transition you have, that could leave you open to more criticism, or you're putting yourself out there?
I feel like you're trying to write a story about attention and social media. It's just like the 4th time you've gone back to attention. So what is it you want? Are you trying to fill in an article? What do you want me to say?
Well, I'm just curious that you've obviously won big here and really turned the program around.
Pretty much everything right now is irrelevant.
Sure.
Except football practice on Monday. Don't feel like social media is relevant right now. I don't. Or any of the other things you've come up with. Just the expectations of a great day of practice on July 31st. That's really what we're shooting for.
What went behind your decision to hire Ty Rodgers? Are you trying to expand your multimedia department?
Yeah, that was that idea really came from Sean McGee, who felt like he knew a guy named Ty Rodgers. He was at Duke. Does a really good job with the video, and I've seen it. That video and the graphics too. We got a great guy in Aaron Bills in that regard. I mean, that's how they learn things. That's what they look at. Back in my day, now you go 30 years ago. I mean, you sent out a mailer. You got an envelope in the mail, and you're so excited. I got a letter from Michigan, and things have advanced technologically, where they can instantly look at video and just replace the old-fashioned mailer. So it's important, and that's how they're gaining information. That's how we can tell them about our school and feel like having the best. So that was a great eye by Sean McGee. And it's good, 53 now, and Sean's a little younger, and he knows more of some more of the talent that age group. So that's been very helpful. So I guess a lot of words there to say that was Sean McGee's idea. That was a good one. Yeah, we talked about that at length at the beginning. So I don't want to necessarily replow that ground. I got a plane to catch in 1 hour. So.
Jim, you've got a big event coming up for recruiting this week with the big house, the barbecue at the big house. Why is that a valuable tool for the program? Without naming names.
Getting guys on campus. I mean, that's what ultimately you want to shoot to have guys be on your campus, and we've got such a tremendous campus. It's like a movie set. I mean, everything is just like right out of central casting. Stadium, law building, Angel Hall, theater, ivy growing on the walls, dormitory, et cetera, et cetera. So you want them to see it. They got to see it. They got to get knee to knee with people that are on campus and actually see it for themselves what Michigan has to offer.
Coach Jim, have you gotten any clarity on captains this year? I know you talk about former President Obama, Usher. Has anyone responded? Do you have plans for that yet?
Yeah, we're still we got a lot of clarity, but don't have all of them filled yet. So gonna wait till we have them all filled till making the announcements.
Jim,
I got a plane to catch to Detroit in 1 hour.
As a former NFL player, you obviously know very well the physical toll that this sport can take on people. Do you, because of that, your own knowledge about that, is it making it more difficult for you to rationalize the idea that college players don't get paid at a time when the revenues are so high for coaches, administrators, and everybody? They're putting the physical risk on the field, and people say, well, they're not getting paid.
Yeah, that's probably a lengthy conversation there. You know, I'm all for compensating people that do work. You know, if you do work, you do a job, you should be paid a dollar's wage for a dollar's work. I think it's the same. And the players, they do get the scholarship. They do get that. Getting to be worth about $65,000 plus a year, and that's a lot. And the thing I don't know is if you pay players a salary. My question is how the IRS would look at that. Would the IRS look at that as, okay, now you're an employee, you're being paid, and oh, by the way, that scholarship you're getting, that's a taxable benefit. I would hate for us to get to a point where they're getting a $65,000 scholarship and they're making $35,000 as an employee, and then the government taxes them at 38 or 42%, and they actually come out losing money. So I don't know all those. I don't know all those things, but it's a couple quick thoughts.
A couple young linemen, Steven Spinellis and John Runyon, seem to have pretty good springs. Can you talk about their progress and where they're competing?
John Runyon and
yep. Steven Spinellis?
Yeah, Steve Spinellis,
yeah.
I'm proud to say, is our highest ranking student. He's replaced Michael Jost. On the current roster, looks like the best student we got on the squad. He's also really reshaping his body. He's really coming around. One of those guys that's going from year 1 to year 2. Did some really good things in the spring. John Runyon is one of those true juniors that we recruited in that first class. He's really probably our most athletic lineman when you look at the testing and things like that. You know, he's had some bad luck. Gets an injury at the wrong time. Last year, he hurt his shoulder diving off a trestle into the Huron River. So I don't think we've had any of those shooting ourselves in the foot this summer. So on wood, you know, God willing, he's going to be ready to go and show what he can do as a football player. God willing, the creek don't rise. John Ryan is going to get to show how good he can be.
Jim, with Maurice and Rashawn up front, I mean, how much creativity does that allow Don Brown with those two guys up front in terms of stunts and things that they can do to disrupt the quarterback?
Well, good, a lot.
Like any examples with that, like in terms of moving Rashawn around more, will that happen this year?
Yeah. So you'd like to have your opponent think that all things are possible. So definitely those. And the fact that he does have the ability to play inside, outside, stand up. He's shown that all those things will be possible.
LeVar Ball has been in the news.
How many more?
Let's get winning on six.
Two?
Two more.
LeVar Ball has been in the
When
news.
the players come off the podium, we're out. So it's 2 more.
LeVar Ball has been in the news a lot. How would you handle a parent like that? I mean, who wanted to kind of have a role in your football program, was outspoken like that?
I don't know. I've heard people ask me that question before, and I don't know much about it. I'm sure he's like all parents. You know, they want the best for their sons. Bottom line, just about every parent I've met, that's the common denominator. They want the best for their child. That's their most prized possession in the entire world. It doesn't matter how much money they have or don't have. That son or daughter is their most. Heck, that's how I feel. And my 7 kids, that's my most prized possession in the world. And I want the best for them.
Last question.
Coach, what sets the Big Ten apart from Pac-12 and ACC in your eyes?
I try to avoid those questions of